That's right. It's that time again. Happy Tuesday, October 2nd. My name's Jeff Kohler, and I am the Option Addict. And this is my watch list. It's a couple of ideas that I'm watching this week, and for the last couple months, we've been on fire.
Let it ride!
Basically, a lot of the stocks are going to be repeats. A lot of them are going to be secondary opportunities and phenomenal trades that have started off. I'm going to dip right down into a pattern I want to draw everybody's attention to. I'm going to use AIG to use it as an example. But you'll notice here that AIG has kind of an ascending triangle breakout, albeit in a downward trend, which is not where it's supposed to be, because this would make that pattern a reversal pattern, which it is not. You're going to see these across many different stocks. I want you to be careful of it. I'm not trading any of these, just to let you know. But a couple of them you'll notice are starting to flag as of late into these patterns, which is a different story. That I'm okay with. So be careful using ascending triangles as reversal indicators. You're going to see a lot of those popping up all over the place. I'm going to get started with CPS, which is Choice Point, which is a descending triangle, which is still forming. Hasn't quite confirmed yet. I've highlighted 37 as my support level. I'd like to see that break before I take any trades here. But that thing is still on the radar. Also still on the radar is Cash America, CSH. And here's that little ascending triangle as a reversal. But what I'm watching here is the flag. And yes, this is enough of an uptrend to consider that a bull flag. Next is CNQR Technologies, which is confirming a nice flag breakout today. If I zoom in on this puppy there, you can see the setup, you can see the arrangement, you can see the execution. It's breaking out. So I'd like to get in on this one. We've been hot on it as of recently, ever since Master Talk about 6 weeks ago, and as of lately here in the watch list. So keep that on your radar. Also remaining on the radar is Respironics, ticker symbol RESP. No breakout as of yet. If it holds off until earnings, whatever. I still think this is a great uptrending stock, and one that could be explosive if given the right trigger. Anderson's is also on the radar. I'm going to leave it at that. IBM is a new addition this week. I talked about it on the Market Cast yesterday. Broke out of a nice ascending triangle. It's pulling back a little bit today, offering a good entry point at old resistance. Next on the radar is Raven, ticker symbol RAVN. And what I like about Raven is not all these trend lines that I have going here, but this beautiful flag that's going on here. So whether it's a support bounce, whether it's a flag, I like RAVN. We've been hot on this for the last several flags that I can recall. So a couple home builders got upgraded, and I want you to keep a close eye on a few of them, namely Centex. I'm watching this as kind of a potential double bottom. You can see it's just holding right at 29, doesn't want to go higher. So watch that, because, hey, we might get a sudden surge of strength in all these stocks, especially now that everybody's thinking the Fed's going to come in here and cut rates yet again. The market's obviously trading at new highs, and this might be time to go bottom fishing, if you are interested. JEC is next on my list. I'm a little bit late on this one. This was one I looked at yesterday that I got into, and a little bit of continuation today, but a nice flag breakout. Maybe you want to wait for a retest. I'll let you make the call. Next, I'm looking at Owens, Illinois, ticker symbol OI. Ascending triangle. Simple enough. I'm watching that one. I'm also watching ALXN, which is new this week. And I don't know, if I'm drawing my resistance line, I want to be treating this as more of an area. You might want to switch to line charts. You'll see that 65, 66 is kind of right around that area. I'm also watching Express Scripts ESRX for the same reason. It's just dying to break out. If you've missed the explosion in the casino stocks, LVS confirming a flag today. I don't know how much longer you want to wait on the sidelines on these guys. Like I said, I talked about some of these here when they broke out of short-term ranges back in the $100 range. Don't wait too much longer. These things are running crazy. And next is going to be a rare sighting in my blog. I'm a big patterns trader, but it is rare that you ever see me talk about a wedge. And I'm going to use Tyco as an example. And we as a group are going to track a rising wedge. This is like seeing a unicorn. And more so if it confirms. If this thing confirms this rising wedge, That actually means it's a bearish continuation pattern. This thing should fail support and it continues to trend lower. I hate these patterns more than any other pattern out there. They never work in my opinion, but we're going to use this one as a little case study. So watch for a break of support, that's right, support, not resistance, at about 44.5. Next, CMI, putting that on the radar. I've been watching this for quite a while. Nice little flag pattern going on here. Not exactly broken out. I mean, you might take yesterday as a breakout day depending on how you have your lines drawn. Either way, it's kind of right at that point today, so I think this could be a pretty good entry point. And also SNDA, if you missed a breakout on that puppy a little while ago, it's starting to flag as well. So as soon as you get a nice little breakout out of this formation, take it down. A couple other ideas of interest, not necessarily pattern related, but CVH, Coventry Healthcare, nice little retest off of old resistance. I like the setup. Daktronics, looking at this breakout here, and this stock is crazy when it comes to gaps, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see some of these gaps getting filled and seeing the stock get up to its mid 30 range is what I'm aiming for. I'm also watching the support bounce in VMI. We have another one here. Again, I love the stock. PSA, anyone remember that little bottoming formation I talked about a little while back? Well, we suffered through a nice little retest here and the stock's off and running. So some of the realty stocks starting to perform really, really well. So keep that on your radar. Sohu, S-O-H-U. Love these little dips in these upward trending stocks. I'm long this as of this morning. Low risk, like the trend. And next I've got MCRS, which is old Microsystem. It's a little early yet, but this stock's been flagging like crazy for the last couple months. Watch for a little bit of a pullback here, and again, a great entry point, hopefully in the next couple of days, in a good trending stock. Air Products also, if you missed this one, it's starting to pull back as well. I want you to be aware of that and try to catch it in the mid-90 range, wherever it wants to settle. A couple other stocks I'm watching, OMX, Office Max. I like this setup here. It's rare you're going to find a decent price stock with a good bearish setup like this, so keep an eye on OMX. Also on ODP, but it's a little bit cheaper of a stock, obviously. But it's starting to test these prior lows as new highs. I think that's going to be a pretty good action point. Also, a couple other stocks to watch for. Abercrombie & Fitch, watching for a breakout in this, high-end retailer. ADM for a break of support. That's been on the list forever. So has Herman Miller, MLHR. JCP's been on and off, but I'm still watching for some kind of a breakout of this consolidation. Tractor Supply Company. I don't know how well it's going to do going into the holiday seasons, but pretty good support level I'm watching to fail. Same thing goes for UNT, Unit Corporation. It's basing very, very nicely. Also, HUBG, same thing. I'm just watching stocks with strong support or resistance levels. MNST, which has rocketed recently off of that support. That support's holding really well. I'd love to see it break, and I'm that much further away, so we'll probably recycle this a few times before it does. Next, Rowan, RDC, watching for a break of support. Microchip, MCHP, same thing. Good basing pattern at support, watching for it to break. Next, we've got Jarden, JAH, and this might even be able to make it as one of our patterns, maybe a symmetrical triangle of sorts. And Temple Inland, whoops, not Tim, T-I-N. I like the setup here. This could even qualify as a potential symmetrical triangle here, nice little pattern. I think the stock could break a little bit to the downside, and I'm hoping it does. I need some more bearish exposure. Martin Marietta, MLN, breaking out of this basing pattern to the upside. Know about that. LDSH, which was a pattern we looked at a couple of weeks ago, I believe. Just to refresh your memory, the stock is doing fantastic. Look for any kind of a pullback that you can. CBE, breaking out of its little basing pattern to the upside nicely and retesting. We've got next ATW, Atwood, Oceanics. Wait for a break of resistance. This thing will fly once it does. Business Objects, BOBJ, same thing, watching for a break of resistance. FCN, also basing at highs, like that. And I'm going to jump on the bandwagon with a little bit of zoomies and hope for a breakout there. Well, that's been my watch list this week. Thanks for watching.